All right. Renato Moicano is the new title challenger against Islam Makhachev. Arman probably had weight cut issues, but Nil Dariush is out. No replacement opponent. That's all right. It happens. They're going to compensate him, and Beneil's been around a long time, and he's a very likable fighter for the fans, so I think that compensating this guy is definitely the right thing to do. However, when it comes to this new fight, Islam, all the pressure's on him. This reminds me of Roundtree versus Alex Pereira. It's like Muay Thai versus kickboxing, striking, but this time it's Sambo versus Jiu-Jitsu, grappling. Which one's going to reign supreme? And one guy's punching way up in the rankings where people are thinking, I don't know if this is going to be legit or not. But, I think it puts a lot more pressure on Islam because now Islam has to overperform. Only reason I'm saying this, you're only as good as your last fight. I understand Islam had a health complication during that Dustin Poirier fight. So for Dustin to make it as long as he did and for him to battle it out with Islam Makhachev like that, the infection really made a whole lot of sense. But right now he's not on any health problems, and he really has to finish Renato or at least have a dominant 5 rounds against him. If Renato looks like he could have won that fight or he survives it in any way, shape, or form, it's going to put kind of a question on Islam's reputation as lightweight champion. And then when you look at the Arman fight and the Oliveira fight that are coming up, the 2 rematches, I don't even know if they're going to give Arman another shot. They might move on with just Oliveira because Islam doesn't want to take too much time at 155. I just feel like then those fights could be in question, and you could definitely have them at closer odds. Like one fluke, which, Makhachev had bad nights at the office. Volkanovski 1 was overshadowed by Volkanovski 2. And versus Dustin Poirier, like I said, health complications, I get it. But once is a fluke, twice is a pattern. So the pressure is really on Islam right now to perform really well. Even if he wins, he could still kind of take a loss in that realm. Almost kind of like Pereira versus Roundtree. Pereira was given so many problems in that fight. He ultimately won, but it looked Khalil Roundtree. It made Khalil Roundtree look really, really good. In fact, it was kind of a bad look for Alex Pereira. I know that's blasphemy to say. Trust me, I love Alex Pereira just as much as the rest of the fans. He has earned Fighter of the Year last year. But that was not his best performance against someone like Khalil Roundtree. Yeah, stylistically, Muay Thai has some things that could really negate standard kickboxing. And maybe Jiu-Jitsu could have some things that might be a danger to Sambo guys, especially from the bottom if you go with like leg locks or something like that. But if Renato Moicano pulls this off, I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to hate on Islam. But if Renato Moicano pulls off, I didn't know that he was older than Beneil Dariush. That's wild. And he's been around for almost as long as Beneil. Beneil and Moicano have been around in the UFC for a very, very long time. It seemed like just yesterday it was Renato Moicano beating Cub Swanson. But that would be like a really awesome final cherry on top for Moicano's career. It'll be at the expense of Islam if it happens. But can it be done? I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's very unlikely. But there are crazier things that have happened in the sport. We've had bigger upsets. No one thought Michael Bisping was going to beat Luke Rockhold when they fought a second time. Remember that. So, I'm not one to say never, but if you were to have me take a hard pick, I think Islam's still going to be and still, and he might do it really well and dominantly. Like I said, if not, then I think the odds are going to be such a toss-up for when he fights Arman or when he fights Oliveira next. But interesting last-minute change-up. I know it's not the change we were expecting, or it's a change that kind of sits odd at first sight, but as the minutes go by, I'm warming up and I'm saying, let's go. Peace out.